Well, guys, no way to beat around the bush on that one. That absolutely sucked, did it not? Oh man, that was tough to watch. That was tough to watch. But we're gonna unpack it. We're gonna talk about a few things with it. Um, Especially gonna dig into some managerial decisions that Snit and Kranitz didn't make that just absolutely blow my mind as to why they were not made. But um, first and foremost, you got to congratulate the Phillies here. 6 home runs tonight. They were ready to play. Nola looked great. They looked like a team that was absolutely ready for the moment, and the Braves weren't. But let's go ahead and unpack this game. We can talk about some of the decisions, and I thought the decision to start Elder not a bad decision. I mean, there's no really great answer. I think every Braves fan going into this series had Game 3 circled as like, man, I don't know how we're gonna pull off Game 3, right? Nola versus whatever we're gonna be able to throw out there because injuries. That Charlie Morton injury is looming a little large here, but I I thought we'd go with the bullpen game or very close to a bullpen game. And even when I saw an Elder named as a starter, I was like, well, he won't go more than one time through the lineup. Everybody, every thread that I read, everyone had that same thought. It was like, well, he'll just go one time through the lineup, maybe get into the third inning, and then you turn it over to the bullpen. And oh god, the third inning, good job. I mean, we got the one run on the board, chance to get a little bit more, but once Castellanos hit that solo home run, I was kind of like, all right, we might need to go ahead and yank Elder now. But he stayed in to face Marsh and Rojas and then Schwarber. And I guess, with Marsh getting a single, and then I was like, okay, you definitely need to pull him now. But he got Rojas and he got Schwarber. But then once Turner got on, and it was first and second, 2 outs against Bryce Harper. I mean, I don't know what y'all are doing. I'm like yelling at the TV, pull him. And it's one thing you didn't pull him, but Kranitz nor Darno even went and talked to him. You didn't even stop the game. I mean, go talk to him. Take a minute, take the momentum, take the air down a little bit. I mean, the Phillies have done a great job of that. Anytime something big has happened, pitching coach is out there talking to them. Boom, just like that. They've been able to delay moments, and it's like basketball. When somebody goes on a run, you call a timeout, right? It's not hard. It's not hard. Like, whatever. You want to leave them in there? I think it's an idiotic decision to leave them in there. Why did no one even go out there? Why did no one go out there? Just awful. Awful job managing. It was like, again, it was like a mid-May game, and it was like you were just going to nap in the dugout. Whatever happens in this game happens. Like it's not Game 3 pivotal swing game in the NLDS. But anyway, then you still leave Elder in. I mean, he should have been walking behind Harper back to the dugout because the game's not over at that point. 4-1, you can come back from that, right? But you still left him in, and then all of a sudden it's 6-1, and it's done at that point. At that point, Snit did the only thing you really could do. You don't want to, what do? You try to blow through all your arms? No, he lined up in punt formation and punted this game, and the Phillies got to have some fun batting practice, and that's how the game ends up being a 10-2 shellacking, right? So anyway, we're going to have to win or go home, Game 4 and Game 5. I think if you can win Game 4, anything will happen in a Game 5. You never know. One small thing I want to bring up is this kind of made me feel like Game 3 of the World Series last year, where if you remember, the Phillies, Harper said something. They picked up some tell for whoever the Astros pitcher was. I'm drawing a blank. And they hit 5 home runs that game. They won. The Citizens Bank Park is going crazy. You're like, man, it looks like the Phillies are going to win the World Series. And then the Astros come out, win the next 2 in Philly, and then close it out in Game 6 in Houston. So they win 3 in a row. So you can win in Philly. The Braves can win in Philly. Strider's just got to bring his A game. But the most important thing, the bats have got to wake up. The bats have got to wake up. I mean, you're not going to win games scoring 0 and 2 runs. It's just not going to happen. The bats have got to wake up. They got to put some runs up on Suarez in the bullpen. Should be a fun win tomorrow, man. Last little super quick thing I'm going to touch on because I don't even think it's a big ordeal. Like, I'm not even sure if it was confirmed because it was like some random person tweeted that Arcia said "attaboy Harper," and it got all blown up because Fox retweeted it or whatever it was. I don't like locker room things being said in the locker room being shared if you supposedly said it. Like, if somebody says something to that extent to the press, that's one thing. But we start sharing what's being said in the locker room. That's a slippery slope. But nonetheless, it didn't really matter in this game. It's kind of funny, I guess, and it added some extra flavor to an already awesome series. A series which should be 7 games. I don't know what needs to happen for MLB to change their division series from 5 to 7. But please, guys, learn from the NBA. The NBA changed from their first round to 7 a long time ago. Change this thing to 7 games, man. Make the division series 7 games. This is awesome. This is fun. Make it 7. That's it, fellas. That's all I got for y'all tonight. I'm not putting any highlights up tonight. It's just too painful to watch 6 more home runs from the Phillies again. But we're going to be back out here tomorrow. Win or go home. Strider bring your A game. And bats, wake the F up. Let's go.